Is it just me, or was Boba Fett way cooler in this episode than he ever was in Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi combined? Hey folks, Dan Gunther here. Welcome to my review of Season 2, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian. This is for Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Now, I can't believe with this episode done, there's only 2 episodes remaining in this season. This has gone by incredibly fast. That said, I do like the 8-episode season for The Mandalorian. I feel like, as I've said in previous videos, if we stick too long in this universe, it might get a little bit too much. That said, we've got a ton of new Star Wars stuff coming from Disney, apparently. So, we'll see how that all goes. If I'll be talking about those on this channel, I'm not sure. That's for another time. But for this episode, we are talking about this recent episode of The Mandalorian. Be warned for spoilers. I will get into spoilers for this episode. So yeah, if you've not watched the episode, you may want to click away. So the Mandalorian and Grogu travel to Tython, where the Mandalorian has been told by Ahsoka to place Baby Yoda, Grogu, gotta remember to call him that, on the Seeing Stone on the top of this mountain, and a Jedi will appear, hopefully. So he does so, he goes there and does that. Nothing seems to be happening at first, but soon another ship arrives, and it turns out that it's carrying Boba Fett and Fennec Shand, Ming-Na Wen's character from last season, who was presumed killed on Tatooine, but apparently Boba Fett rescued her, and now she is in his debt and working for him. So there's a bit of a standoff, but ultimately Boba Fett promises to help the Mandalorian protect Grogu in exchange for the return of his armor that the Mandalorian got in the first episode of this season back on Tatooine during the Marshal. Meanwhile, Grogu has been able to activate this stone somehow, and there's a kind of force shield around him, and he's in communion. He's even doing the little hand thing, which is really cute. And Moff Gideon's forces show up. Of course, the episode is called The Tragedy. We know bad things are going to happen. So they're fighting off all of these stormtroopers. And as I said at the very beginning, Boba Fett gets some very badass moments here. Much more so than him just being swallowed up by a sarlacc like a punk in Return of the Jedi. But great showings here, great action sequences. The stormtroopers are as ineffectual and incompetent as usual. But we also have these elite kind of droid trooper things that land and take Grogu while all of this is happening. So, a tragedy for sure. And I gotta say, I'm actually really worried for the character and what's gonna happen. I know when all's said and done, hopefully it will all turn out to be for the good, whatever happens. But for now, he's in the hands of Moff Gideon and the Empire. And we do get a bit at the end, towards the end of the episode, with Grogu being captured by Gideon and using the Force to choke some stormtroopers and doing all kinds of, dark sidey type stuff, to which Moff Gideon seems delighted, which is not good. So I do love the resolution to this episode, the fact that the deal that they made stands. So the Mandalorian does return the armor to Boba Fett. Boba Fett says their deal is still good. They're going to help him protect Grogu. Now that he's been taken by the Empire, they're going to aid him in getting him back. So we've got kind of similar situation to what happened last season with the gathering of the forces and the showdown at the end, I'm sure. I am wondering if Moff Gideon is going to be the ultimate bad guy in this, or if he's being led by someone else, possibly the aforementioned Grand Admiral Thrawn, as he was mentioned in the previous episode. So yeah, lots of interesting ways that this could go. I love that Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are on the Mandalorian side now. And at the end of the episode, we get the Mandalorian getting in contact with Cara Dune and trying to get Bill Burr's character from last season sprung from prison for some reason, which we'll find out in the next episode. So yeah, really excited to see where this is going. Another tragedy from this episode is the loss of the Razor Crest. It is completely destroyed by Moff Gideon's forces. The only surviving things are the Beskar spear that Mandalorian got in the last episode, and of course the little knob from on top of the lever that Baby Yoda likes to play with. So glad that that was able to be spared. I feel like that's a real symbol of the bond between the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. Great action sequences. Great to see Tamira Morrison as Boba Fett, really just kicking ass. And then, of course, back in the armor, when he gets the armor on, he's even better at dispatching stormtroopers pretty quickly. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Curious what all of you thought about it. Bit of a shorter review this time around. I'm trying to get caught up on these. I still have to do my review for episode 7 of this season, The Believer, which has already come out. So I'll be working on my review of that. You'll see that very shortly. But yeah, in the meantime, what did you think of The Tragedy? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much to the Patreon supporters for their help in bringing this episode to you. Thank you so much. I could not do it without you. To everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I want you all to have a really great week. We're coming up to the holiday season for a lot of us here, and it's going to be tough. It's a weird year, but we'll all get through this together. Thank you for spending some of your time with me here. I do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, as always, may the Force be with you.